Your top sales rep just walked into a meeting with a six-figure prospect, and she's winging it. Not because she's unprepared, but because she spent the last 45 minutes in back-to-back calls and didn't have time to research. So she's asking the same generic questions every other vendor asks, and she's getting the same polite brush off. Meanwhile, her competitor, the one who just closed the deal, walked in knowing that the prospect's company just announced a hiring freeze, that the VP is stressed about doing more with less, and exactly which case study would resonate. How did they know? They didn't spend 45 minutes researching. They hired a digital crew member to do it for them. Today, we're going to build that crew member together. It takes about 20 minutes to set up, costs almost nothing, and will save every rep on your team 3 to 5 hours a week. Let's stop doing the robot's work and start hiring the robot.
Mike's got the hat, the AI kind. Unlocking power in business you'll find. Cut through the hype, explore the tech. Every week new ideas to check. All 10 leads us on a digital quest. AI secrets he'll always invest. Tune in tight, don't miss a beat. Knowledge groove, keep you on your feet. Listen up to the AI flow. Business growth, here we go. Cutting edge insights, that's the plan. With the AI hat, you'll understand.
Welcome back to AI for Revenue Leaders, the AI Hat Podcast. I'm Mike Halton. If you've been following this Launch Trilogy, you know where we've been. Episode 1, we diagnosed admin drag, the 70% of non-revenue work that's just killing your team's productivity. In Episode 2, we tackled shadow AI, not the Stranger Things Vecna, but how to govern unsanctioned tool usage and make it safe. Today, in Episode 3, we execute. I'm going to walk you through the architecture of a specific AI agent you can build by next Tuesday. Zero coding required, costs almost nothing, and it fundamentally changes how your reps show up to every sales conversation. This is the pre-flight agent. But before we build it, let me address what you're probably thinking right now. Some of you are thinking, Mike, I haven't even rolled out the governance framework yet. I'm still trying to convince my boss that AI is safe, and now you want me to build an agent? Look, here's the thing. The best way to get buy-in for AI governance isn't a PowerPoint deck. It's a working prototype. When you walk into your VP's office and say, I built this over the weekend, it saved me 4 hours this week, here's the data it pulled, here's how it works, and here's why it's completely safe, that's when the conversation shifts. You're not asking for permission anymore. You're showing results. And here's the key. We're going to build this using only public data, LinkedIn profiles, company news, press releases. That's all green light data from our traffic light system in Episode 2. No customer PII, no confidential info, no risk. This is your proof of concept, your Trojan horse. So let's build it. But picture this scene. Happens every single day in sales orgs everywhere. It's, let's say, 1:55 p.m. Your sales rep has a demo with a VP and a major prospect at 2 p.m. Where are they? They're sitting in their car, or maybe they're staring at a Zoom waiting room screen. And what are they doing? They're frantically scrolling LinkedIn on their phone, trying to find something, anything, to say that isn't, how's the weather? Or, I see you went to Ohio State. They're looking for a hook, looking for context. But because they've been in back-to-back meetings all day, they haven't had time to do deep research. So they walk into that call cold, ask generic questions, get generic answers. That rep isn't lazy, they're drowning. That's admin drag in action. Now, imagine this instead. It's 1:55 p.m. your rep's phone buzzes. It's a notification from their pre-flight agent. The message says, "Heads up, you're meeting with Sarah Chen in 5 minutes. She just posted on LinkedIn yesterday about their new sustainability initiative. Ask her about that as an icebreaker." Also, her company just announced a hiring freeze last week, so she's likely stressed about efficiency. Pivot to our Do More with Less case study from the healthcare vertical. Her CFO is ex-McKinsey, so lead with ROI data, not features. Boom. Your rep walks into that meeting looking like they've done hours of homework. They didn't spend 30 minutes researching, they spent 30 seconds reading. Here's what's beautiful about this: they sound more human, not less. Because they're not reciting a script. They're asking empathetic, relevant questions based on real context. Remember episode 1? In a world flooded with AI-generated spam, genuine human connection is the competitive advantage. This agent didn't replace that. It enables it. It removes the robot work, research, data gathering, so your rep can focus on the human work, listening, building trust, closing. That's revenue architecture. All right? So let's get tactical. I'm going to give you the blueprint right now. You can build this in a few different ways. Zapier, Make, even with custom GPTs. But I'm going to walk you through the Zapier version because it connects to everything and it's actually what I use. So some quick context on Zapier if you're not already using it. Most people know Zapier for zaps, those simple automations like when I get an email, log it in a spreadsheet. It's great for basic stuff, but what we're building today uses Zapier agents, which is a different product, different billing, different capabilities. This is where Zapier's AI actually thinks and makes decisions for you. Good news, Zapier's got a bunch of pre-built agents you can start with. You can browse them, grab one that's close to what you need and customize it, or you can just start with a blank agent. Drop in a plain English description of what you want and let Zapier's AI build the bones for you. That's what I did. I described what I wanted. Research my upcoming meetings and send me a briefing. And Zapier built about 80% of it. I just had to adjust some setup items, making sure the right Google Calendar was connected, making sure the emails were going to the right address, setting the execution time frame to 6 a.m. instead of midnight. That's it. No coding, just tweaking. So here's how any agent works. There are 3 components. Number 1, the trigger. When do I work? And number 2, the brain. What do I think? And then 3, the action. Where or what do I deliver? So let me break it down. Step 1, the trigger. First, we set up a trigger on your Google Calendar or Outlook, whatever you use. And you've got a couple options here. Option A, every morning at 6 a.m., look at my calendar for today and find meetings with external email addresses. Or option B, 15 minutes before every meeting, check if it's an external contact. I prefer option A because I like getting a daily briefing over my Earl Grey. But if you're more reactive, option B works too. The key instruction here is ignore internal meetings. You don't need a briefing on your one-on-one with your manager. Focus the agent on customer-facing calls. Step 2, the research. This is where it gets interesting. Once the agent identifies an external meeting, we tell it, take that person's email address or name, go search the web. Find their LinkedIn profile, find their company's news page, find recent press releases or blog posts. And here's the critical distinction, and this is what makes it agentic, not just automated. You're not hard coding, go to LinkedIn, then go to Google News, then check X. You're giving the AI discretion. You're saying, here's the person, find what's relevant, decide what sources matter, use your judgment. That's agency. The AI is making decisions, not just following a script. This is the shift from tools that do what you tell them to do to teammates that figure out what needs to be done. And that's the future we're building toward. Step 3 is the brain, the secret sauce. And this is the part most people get wrong. If you just tell ChatGPT, summarize this person, you get a bio. Sarah Chen is a marketing director with 10 years of experience in B2B SaaS. She graduated from Stanford. Thanks. I could have read that on LinkedIn in 10 seconds. That's not helpful. To make this an agent, you have to teach it context. In my pre-flight agent, I've got a section in the prompt that says who I am. I literally paste in my bio. I'm Mike Alton. I'm a revenue architect. I help VPs and CROs build digital crews to eliminate admin drag. I sell workshops on AI governance, workflow automation, and agentic AI. My target buyers are mid-market revenue leaders who are cynical about AI hype but desperate for results. Then I give it a specific instruction for the output, the pivot. I say, based on the news you found about this prospect, tell me specifically how my products solve their current stressor. Don't give me a generic pitch. Give me a contextual bridge. So now, instead of a bio, I get a strategy. The AI tells me, Sarah's stressed about the hiring freeze. Pivot to your digital crew workshop. Position it as a way to scale her team's output without needing headcount approval. Reference the case study from the agency that automated 40% of their reporting workflow. That's the difference between a tool and a teammate. The tool gives you information. The teammate gives you strategy. Then step 4, the delivery. So we need to get this intel to you where you already live. Don't make you or your reps log into another dashboard. Don't create a new tool they have to remember to check. Send it to Slack. Send it as an email summary at 6 a.m. Send it as a text message if that's how your team operates. I've got mine set up to email me a daily briefing every morning. I wake up, sit down with my tea and phone, and I know exactly who I'm meeting and exactly what their pain points are before I even open my laptop. It's like having a research assistant who works while I sleep. Now, quick reminder from episode 2. This agent is pulling public data, LinkedIn profiles, company news, press releases. That's green light data. You're good to go. But if you're tempted to feed it your CRM notes with custom PII, contract details, or pricing info, stop. That's red light. Keep this agent in the public research lane. If you want to level it up later with internal data, you need to use an enterprise AI tool with contractual data protection. We covered that in episode 2. For now, stay green light. Stay safe. Let's talk about what this actually means for your team. If this agent saves each rep 5 hours a week on research and prep, that's 20 hours a month. Now let's do the revenue math. If your average deal takes 10 hours of face time to close, discovery calls, demos, negotiations, you just gave each rep capacity for 2 extra deals per month without hiring anyone. If your average deal size is, let's say, $25K, that's $50K in additional pipeline capacity per rep per month. Multiply that by a 10-person sales team, you just unlocked $500K in monthly pipeline. That's not a productivity hack. That's a business model, and you built it in 20 minutes. So here's your challenge for this week. I want you to build the MVP, the minimum viable product version of this agent. You don't need to roll it out to the whole sales team yet. Build it for yourself. Go into Zapier or Make or ChatGPT with custom instructions. Connect your calendar. Add that who I am context block. Add the pivot instruction. And then have it email you a summary of tomorrow's meetings. Test it. Refine the prompt. Tweak the delivery format. And when you see that first briefing land in your inbox, when you walk into a meeting and use that insight to ask a question that makes your prospect say, wait, how did you know that? You're going to realize something. You aren't just saving time. You're upgrading how you think. You're showing up to every single interaction prepared, empathetic, and strategic without burning an ounce of your own energy on the admin work. This is just the first member of your digital crew. Imagine a proposal agent that drafts the SOW 5 minutes after the call ends, customized based on what the prospect actually said. Or imagine a role-play agent that helps you practice the negotiation before you get on the phone, simulating objections based on that company's industry. Imagine a pipeline health agent that checks your CRM every Monday morning and flags which deals are going stale and suggests the exact follow-up message to send. The technology is here. The models exist. The integrations are live. The only limit is your architecture. And that's what this show's about. Building the systems, designing the workflows, hiring the crew. So that's your homework. Build a pre-flight agent this week. And if you need the governance framework to make sure you're building this safely, if you want the policy templates, the traffic light system, the whole roadmap, grab the executive guide to Shadow AI at theaihat.com/shadow-AI. And I'll put a link to it in the show notes below. It's free, it's tactical, and it'll make sure you're building on a secure foundation. In the next few weeks, I'll be bringing back some incredible guests, some experts in AI implementation, in the finance world, in the revenue world, of course, and even some practitioners just like yourself. So make sure you subscribe. But for now, stop doing the robot's work. Hire the robot. Get back to being human. Because in a world where every other vendor is sending AI-generated spam, the rep who shows up prepared, curious, and genuinely interested in solving the prospect's problem, that's the rep who wins. I'm Mike Alton. Put on the AI hat. Let's get to work. And welcome to the grid. That's a wrap on another episode of the AI Hat Podcast. I hope you gained some valuable insights and actionable strategies to boost your business with AI. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your network. And don't forget to visit theaihat.com for more resources and to connect with me. Until next time, keep innovating, and remember, the future of business is human and it's powered by AI.